Hey guys, Happy Camper here, and today we're in the S-92. It's a helicopter by DMO, and it's just been released for X-Plane 11. I didn't have it for X-Plane 10, but I thought I'd get it here for X-Plane 11. And today we're in the VIP United States President livery, and this is just an awesome helicopter. I haven't flown it yet, so this is going to be the first time taking it up, flying around. I've read a bit in the manual, um, and I've read a bit on the ground taxiing because that's something that's new for me. Haven't ground taxied a helicopter, so this should be a lot of fun. So let's just get right into it now. There's a bit of flickering. You might see black dots flickering in the far distance in the mountains and stuff. Really sorry about that. It seems to be a problem with the new X-Plane update, and I don't. I think it's a bug. Let me know if anybody else is having that issue, but otherwise I'll have to try and see if I can do something about it. All right, let's get going. So first thing to ensure, no parking brake. Uh, don't actually know where the parking brake is. I would have guessed it was down here somewhere, but I'm assuming that it is not enabled by default. So let's all right, here's a parking brake. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, have a keyboard bind to it. The parking brake release is when it's down, so that's good. Alright, so apply a little bit of collective, and then a little bit of forward stick movement, and we should start rolling. We are indeed rolling by the looks of things. Very good. So we'll do a U-turn here, and as they said, watch out, don't do too much yaw movement, because if you do too much yaw movement, especially at speed, it can easily roll over. Of course, it's quite a big tail rotor we have at the back. Let's just have a look at that in external view. Quite a big tail rotor, so that could also do some rolling movements for sure. That could definitely make the helicopter roll over if you aren't careful. We'll taxi out here, taxi onto the taxiway, and then we'll taxi onto the runway, and I think we'll just do a traffic pattern and take it out for the first spin. I'm definitely going to read more into this. This should be really fun for doing offshore airport landings. So yeah, definitely going to have to read on the manual. Definitely going to have to try and learn, especially the autopilot and some of the special features that this helicopter has. Taxi around. We're of course at Juneau here, which is in Alaska, capital of Alaska. Really awesome scenery, and you kind of have to watch out a bit here because there's actually ground traffic driving around doing their thing. So definitely actually want to watch out for cars and other vehicles driving around. All right, so we'll be going on to the runway here. We don't have any winds today, and we're just going to depart out to the right here, and this should be great. Making sure the final is clear. Do have a bit of a low cloud cover, but we should be good at about 1,000 feet. Onto the runway here, and I think we'll get the helicopter braked here before we lift it up. On the center line. Toe brakes in. I don't know if you're meant to take off with the parking brake on, so I won't do that just yet. But let's get going here. I'm assuming if we just look on the outside here, the main rotor is tilted downwards a little bit by default, so I'm assuming to make sure that we go straight up on the hover, we're going to have to lift the nose wheel up so we're on the back wheels. So we're going to have a bit of backwards cycling in to start, I'm assuming. Won't do anything dramatical, and I'm just going to try to get a feel for how the helicopter works. So a little bit of back cyclic, not too much. Start racing the collective. How the helicopter works. A little bit of left pedal. Up on the back wheels. Straight up. Okay, that's pretty smooth. Now, this helicopter is of course another helicopter just like the 412 that has a lot of electronics keeping it under control, so I'm not having to give too much input. You can see the stick, virtual stick here, it isn't moving too much to keep me in a hover. It's definitely not as demanding as something like the AS350 or the Schweitzer 300, and I'm hovering it just fine first try without yeah, while talking, so that's not too bad. I think we'll just get going here, do a left turn out, and of course also have to get the gear up. That's another thing I'm going to have to get used to. Okay, not really putting much extra collective, but it's helicopter flying really well. Translational lift really kicks in. Flies really nicely. It lays them very smoothly. Seems like probably a good beginner helicopter if you want to get into it, because you don't. Again, it's of course a big helicopter, but it doesn't have get the gear up here. It doesn't have too much problem in the form of you know, it's not unstable. It's very stable. It has a computer to control it, or to control a lot of it. So should of course be quite good. This is really nice. So we've got rotor RPM, we've got hydraulic pressures, we've got N1 torque ITT, got our fuel, get on the right heading here, got some information down here, ADI, HSI, a bit close to the clouds here, about 1,000 feet here. The cloud should be not any lower than 1,000 feet, but it looks like we're going on here. Vertical speed indicator, altitude speed. Helicopter seems to cruise quite high. Was not bad. So the airport off to the left here, so we'll get ready for a left-hand turn very soon. And I gotta say, this helicopter flies really nicely. Now it's awesome they updated it for Explain 11. It's I guess a fairly old actual helicopter that came out a couple of years ago for Explain 10. But it's still awesome to see they're updating it and getting ready for Explain 11. I think we'll turn base here. Turn base, I think we'll put the gear down. I don't know, as I said, when to do these things, but if you're putting the gear down at base isn't a bad thing. I have to turn final right away as well. Start descending. Gears coming down. Almost had the urge to put the flaps down there, because that's of course what you would do in a plane. You'd be putting the flaps down while putting the gear down. Coming a bit off here. I think we'll try and bring it down into a hover, and then bring it straight down. We've still got our toe brakes on, so definitely want to bring it into a hover. Yeah, it's awesome. Of course, this is going to be quite fun to land on offshore operations, landing it on small helipads out at sea, especially with wind, because you can't see too much in this helicopter. So doing this should be really fun. You only really get clues to where you are out of the small window down to the left here if you want to land on a small point. We're quite a bit right off center line, but bring it down, taxi it back. Excellent. Bring it all the way to ground, and we'll get the toe brakes released. So a bit of collective again, just to get rolling. Forward cyclic, just to get rolling. Gotta be a bit patient, I'm guessing. Definitely don't want to be too harsh on this helicopter. This flies really well, so expect more videos on this. First impressions, quite nicely made, looks really good, and performance hit isn't too bad. It's a bit more performance heavy than some of the other helicopters. Of course, there's a lot more systems, but that's to be expected. So so not bad at all. We're in here on the taxiway, and we'll find a parking spot. can taxi it quite fast on the ground, of course, but probably want to watch out a bit. By looks of things, there's also search and rescue versions. There's also some military versions, so should be a good basis for making a bunch of different missions in this helicopter for sure. So let me know if you guys would like to see more of this, because it seems like helicopter is going to be quite fun to fly. Coming in on a jet FBO by the looks of things. I'm sure this isn't where we're supposed to be parking, but well, we're flying the President of the United States of America, so quite frankly, I don't really care. I'm sure this hangar is going to be available for the President. Go down here a bit. And here we are. Get the parking brake on. There we go. Right, well that's been the first look on this helicopter. I'm going to read up a lot more on this helicopter, and I'll bring you guys some more videos. So hope you enjoyed, and until the next video guys, take care.